Hey everyone, Tom Burritt here with drumchatter.com, and I thought today for a post that I would just do a quick video and reference some posts and talk about my reactions to some posts that we've had this week on the site. So we're going to talk a little bit about being an orchestral percussionist, that funny and sad at the same time video that sort of mocks what we have to do to become orchestral percussionists to get a sort of a full-time orchestral gig, and then referencing two other posts, one by Chris Wilson talking about technique and method books versus repertoire study and the balance of that, and Adam Groh's post, the State of Our Art blog from yesterday, which kind of refers to how much is too much, with the gazillion things we have to do as percussionists, and how do we manage all those things to become who we need to become for the gigging or classical percussionist and whatever the heck that means. So it's kind of a mess, all of this, right? I mean, we hear a lot about, the video post sort of references how classical music may be dying, how few jobs there are, yet there's so many people that want them. So that's sort of a bleak picture, right? And then the other post, at the same time, as hard as it is to get the job, we have to know just too many things, really, that it's hard to manage. So those are all obstacles to being successful, right? And I don't care what time you grew up being a percussionist or a musician, there's always too many obstacles to becoming successful. So whether it's worse now or worse 50 years ago, it doesn't really matter. But what matters is doing everything you can to put yourself in the position to be successful. And as an educator, that's really what I'm trying to do for my students. And all I can share is my experiences. So what I wanted to get to today in reference to all of this stuff is just the idea of work ethic and how important that can be. As I look back at my career and some of the success that I've been very fortunate and blessed to have, a lot of times I get people that send me an email or contact me somehow and say, you know what, it must be nice to have sort of your job, and it must be great, or, you get to do this and you get to do that. And, it is a great job. I'm not going to say it isn't. And I love it, and I'm very fortunate. But at the same time, I've busted my butt, like, really, 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 really hard, not just for this opportunity, but for every opportunity that I've been given. And it's one thing to get an opportunity, it's another thing to seize that and to take full advantage of it. And I think that's where work ethic comes in. And it's something that I just don't see enough in young students, and even some professionals, is that ever insatiable work ethic. And I think maybe it's a DNA thing in me, us Burritts maybe, I don't know. But I just don't see it in a lot of other people. And I've really, now that I look back at it, I think I really used that to my advantage, meaning that my goal was to become the best person I could be, and that's where I wanted the best percussionist and the best player, musician I could be. But by working as hard as I can, that's how I achieved that. And by doing that, I ended up working harder, I think, and more effectively than many other people along the way. And so when we talk about being successful, and we talk about putting ourselves in that situation where we can be successful, that's something that we can actually control. We can't always control how much talent we have. Heck, there were tons of people in school that I was with along the way that were way more talented than I did, but almost none of them had the same kind of work ethic I did. And that's how you overcome that. Work ethic is something, and drive and insatiable energy to learn is something that you actually can control. Right? It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's the one thing that can overcome a lack of talent. There's always someone more talented than you, right? So I really would love to know you guys think about that and how important that is, whether you see it, whether you don't. Maybe it's just a DNA thing. I don't know. I've been trying to figure this out. But the basic fact of the matter is, one of the best things my dad ever taught me was successful people do the things that unsuccessful people don't want to do. And so you can put yourself ahead of 70, maybe percent, or maybe even more of everyone that you're sort of competing against just by doing that. So when you get that opportunity, when you get that UT Austin audition, or the 1995 marimba competition, or the 2000 big marimba day that was in Dallas, Wednesday of PASIC. When you get those opportunities, you can't prepare for those efficiently in 6 months or 2 weeks or whatever the thing is, but you prepare for those opportunities, never expecting them to come, but if they come, you're ready. Ever since the first day you pick up your sticks, right? So I hope that kind of addresses some of the issues of how we manage everything. You can find almost anything you want now by using the internet. Go take lessons. Go find a hand drum teacher, even if it's for 2 months. Study drum set. I just got done doing a gig where I was doing all of that. I was improvising on the marimba. So that's the first part of this. The second part of this is just how to deal with specialization, right? That's one of the posts that sort of, I think it's Adam that talks a little bit about that. And I think you can go at it a couple different ways. I think no matter what area you want to go into, whether it's solo marimba or orchestral percussion, whatever it is, your goal should be only to become the best musician you can be. So when I'm playing drum set, the musicianship that I learned primarily, maybe for me personally, through playing marimba, and Gordon Stout mentioned that too in his second part of his the Drum Chatter interview with him, how important that is for musicianship. If you're a percussionist, to use, marimba can be such a good venue to help build musicianship. That, the musicianship that I've learned to become through that process to become the best musician I can be is helpful when I play multi-percussion. It's helpful when I play chamber music or when I'm playing drum set with a pop artist, right? So yes, I have to have the technical skills to make slaps and palm tones and finger tones and all the things you have to do on the world percussion and know all my styles. But really what synthesizes all of that to being a great player and a great ensemble player and a great player in all the situations is being the best musician you can be. Don't get wrapped up in just learning the technique of everything. Become the best musician you can be. Become a sensitive player. Know your role. Know the styles. Those types of things. And when you're working as hard as you can to learn all that stuff, and you make that association between great musicianship that's developed here to using your technical skills that you've worked through hard work ethic, have learned so hard to work, that's when things can really happen. So it's odd, because through specialization then in that way you can actually become quite good at everything. Because you're the same musician, but no matter what instrument you're playing, you're just as expressive here as you are here as you are here. That's when I know my students are really improving. So that's just a little bit about specialization, how to manage everything we do. I mean, look, it doesn't get easier when you're a professional. It's just the same thing over and over again. I'm trying to reinvent myself. I see the web and the internet as a whole new way to make connections online, so I've been really bullish on that over the past couple of years. It's paid off huge for opportunities. I love what's happening with Drum Chatter. I love it. It's something I'm really passionate about. I've made some amazing contacts, not just through Drum Chatter, but through PATV that have led to all kinds of other performing opportunities. So that's what you need to do through your work ethic. But you can make all those connections. You can do all that stuff. It is hard work. It's really hard work. But I hope I never get to the point where I'm just sort of sitting pretty and enjoying it, because in that work and the sweat is the joy. That is the work. So anyways, I'd love to know what you guys think about this. With the work ethic part especially, how important is that? What do you guys think? And does that really mean something? Can that really, by working harder than everybody else, can that actually help us become really good at pretty much everything, but yet at the same time still build a specialty? So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thanks so much for checking it out, and I'd love to hear your comments about that. So thanks a lot, guys. Take care.